Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing episode 2 of Rainbow Road to Ranked. This time I'm going to be using a blue team. This one, I've kind of been experimenting with a couple of blue teams. They've all been a bit crap, but I've had consistent success with the offensive core of Mega Sharpedo and Ash Greninja. Now they're both water types obviously, but they do have pretty good coverage. Ash Greninja, my favourite thing to do with Ash Greninja is to bluff the Scarf. So I'll use U-turn a couple of times, maybe Dark Pulse, and then I'll hit him with the Water Rimsey Hydro Pump. And for the most part that will pick up a KO and either give me my Battle Bond if I don't have it already, or it will pick up a surprise KO on something that's not ready to take, well, a water attack. Mega Sharpedo, you can see it's got Substitute. Substitute is a lovely move on things like Mega Sharpedo, Mega Beedrill, and I've not tried it yet with Mega Alakazam, but I do intend to at some point. Now, with Sharpedo having Speed Boost, the most common first turn is normally Protect. So normally they'll set up rocks against your Protect, or they'll set up a Bulk Up, something like that. But with a Substitute, you've guaranteed yourself to get one Speed Boost at least, and a free attack, free turn to attack. So it's especially useful on a Switch. Well, yeah, hopefully you'll see that in action. Got Waterfall, Crunch, and Psychic Fangs. My special defensive Pokemon here is Regice. You know, whether it's shiny or not, it's still blue. It has the leftovers, maximum special attack, special defense rather, and max HP. So this is my my specially defensive Pokemon. Now I don't have any form of recovery on this one. I don't think. No, I mean I've got rest, but I've decided to make this one my my status user. Shit. Just a moment. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Yeah, 2-wave and Toxic. With its attacking moves being Seismic Toss for consistent damage and Ice Beam. My defensive Pokemon is a defensive Garchomp that I've seen a couple of the bigger YouTubers use recently. It's not very common. It has the rough skin and rocky helmet, so it is picking up massive residual damage, especially on something that wants to use you know, fake outs. So Mega Lopunny, for example, has Stealth Rock, Roar, just to phase out the damage and stop people boosting. Toxic and Rest. Obviously, the thing about using Rest without the berry is that I am vulnerable for a couple of turns, but in this generation, luckily, sleep turns are used while you're out. So if you use one sleep turn, switch it back out, it'll only have one turn on the sleep counter left. Next Pokemon is Hydreigon. It's got the Choice Scarf. It's a fairly standard set, except rather than having Dragon Stab, I've given it Earth Power and Flamethrower. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And my final Pokemon here is Metagross. Now, one of my favourite items in this game is Lagging Tail. It's quite disruptive. So the only reason I ever use Lagging Tail is if I've got Trick, or if I really want a slow U-turn or a Volt Switch. So Trick will hopefully disrupt the switch into this Pokemon. The only problem with Trick is it doesn't work if obviously they have a Mega Stone or a Z Crystal, which half the time is the thing that fucks up the strategy. Has Pursuits, just because some things don't want to stay on Metagross. Bullet Punch for priority, and Meteor Mash for main stab, and there's attack boosts. With a combination of a couple of attack boosts from Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch is very good at revenge killing some Pokemon as well. So that's a quick general rundown of my team. So let's jump straight into a battle. As you can see here, my last episode wasn't exactly hugely successful, but I am past 1100, so I am still climbing with an 8-to-5 ratio, so it's not too bad. Now this team here, let me just turn this down a little bit. You see this team here. The most likely lead would be the Rotom, especially given my my Pokemon. Normally, my most obvious lead would be the Garchomp, so he may go for a Scarfed. This one. Why can I not remember this one's name? It's very common. Either way, it's got Heatran, Togekiss. The late game sweep would probably be the Kartana here. And since I don't have any electric coverage, I don't really have to worry about this. Although I don't have Earthquake on anything. Not even Metagross, so I might change Meteor Mash to Earthquake. It just hits a few more Pokemon. Oh, I do have ground coverage in the form of Earth Power, so that's beneficial. I think, unless he's Scarf Rotom, I'm gonna go straight for the Z. Screw it. Unless he's Scarf Togekiss, which some are, just to ensure they get a first turn. Okay, that's definitely Scarfed. Okay, brilliant. So what am I going to do about this? Regice. Now what's going to want to come on a Regice? Probably Kartana. So I'm going to Thunder Wave. I don't see him going into Electivire here. As he goes Heatran, that's not bad. And I do miss, so that is very unfortunate. Let me see. Hydreigon can take any attack that this wants to throw it. Technically it'll take a Toxic, but no, I'm predicting either Rotom, Togekiss or Flygon, there we go, to come in. So Earth Power is not exactly free. So I'm going to go for U-turn here, as he goes for Protect, which is fine by me. As I get to go into... I'm going to go into Sharpedo here. As he goes Togekiss. Obviously he's Scuffed, but he may predict the Protect. I can't really do anything to him anyway. Hydreigon just dies to Dazzling Gleam. So I'm going to go Regice again. Now this time I'm going to predict him to go into Electivire, so I'm going to Toxic. Because Ice Beam was what I done last time. And I'm a perpetual low letter player. But I always, I always kind of predict at kind of a mid-level. At least I'd like to think so. So that normally screws me right over. I'm pretty sure Electivires, they're normally physical Pokemon because Mega Mortar is the special counterparts. So... I don't think it'd Thunder Punch. Just because Garchomp's here, so I might go for the Ice Punch, predicting that. And he did go Electivire predicting me, so I think he's got a mid-level prediction. So I'm going to go Size It with Toss. So he goes straight for the Earthquake, not too bad. He's Life Orb as well, so... Now I don't have any kind of recovery on this. And I don't think he'd want to give me Electivire. I'm not going to go Hydreigon, just because... Actually, I'm going to go Garchomp. Any physical attack will take him out with the Toxic and the residual damage. Plus the Life Orb, that is 4 types of damage, that's perfect. I see him going into either Flygon or Togekiss. As he goes Rotom, so he's probably going to... I'm just going to Toxic. He's either Z or Scarfed, or he might just go for the Will-O-Wisp. As Hydro Pump does massive amounts of damage. I'm going to rest here just in case he misses, because if he is Scarfed there is always that chance. So he does hit 2 in a row, but that's not too bad for me. So I'm going to go into Sharpedo, and I'm going to Substitute. I think Hydro Pump is still going to do massive amounts of damage to me, just because Sharpedo is very soft. Now if he was going to switch, he'd probably switch into Kartana. As he'll probably predict the Protects. That is perfect for me. Except not really, because I can't really do too much back. Let me see. He's either going to Leaf Blade or... I do predict it to be Scarf, but I'm pretty sure Togekiss is Scarf, so I think he's either going to be Banded or he's going to be Z. I'm pretty sure I outspeed this, but I do want to keep the speed boost in tech for Togekiss. So I'm going to Waterfall, hoping for a flinch. As I don't get it. And I'm going to go into Hydreigon here. Hydreigon does have that flamethrower presence, and I do predict him to go into Heatran, expecting that fairly obvious play. And either way, Earth Power should be able to do a good sizable chunk of damage to this anyway, so it does take him out. As it does have terrible special defense, and he's going to go into any of his Pokemon that's not Heatran. So I think I may have to sack Hydreigon. As he does go into Heatran, Well, the Heatran's got to protect, so I go Sharpedo, as he does use protects. Now I don't want to substitute right away. I do want to get some damage on something, so I'm going to go for Waterfall. He may be predicting that, so I might just stay in attack. Now Scarf Type is 284 to my 317, so that's not too bad. So I'm just going to Mega Evolve here. Or do I substitute, waiting for another speed boost? Let me see. I didn't really take into account other Dragon Pokemon when I was choosing his moves. I did decide to go for Psychic Fangs because I've been running into dual screen Tapu Koko quite a lot. And I figured that the ice coverage wasn't hugely needed, especially given that Waterfall does do decent damage to Landorus anyway. Can't even remember my own set. I'm pretty sure I'm max speed, but I'm not timid. 105, 308. Now this is what this is for. Let's go Togekiss. Choice Scarf just to see. Let's minus that, plus this. So it's got 284 maximum. If I go back into my own team, 288. Okay, that's perfect. I think I'm just going to have to Mega Evolve on Waterfall here. With the Mega Evolution I should be able to take him out. That's perfect. Now if he decides to go Rotom, I'm just going to have to click Crunch. Now I've not revealed my third or fourth move yet. Ice Fang is one of the most common given a Strong Jaw and a Sharpedo. I feel like it's going to go for a Will-O-Wisp here. Or a Volt Switch. That gives me free damage on something that he didn't want to take damage on. So he goes for his Flygon. Now he may be expecting the Ice Fang here, so he might end up switching into one of his other Pokemon. So I think Crunch is probably my best. Ooh. Well, Crunch is Stab, so. Perfect, so he gives me Flygon. Now first, see this is the power of Substitute on Sharpedo. Because I was pretty sure that I had this game lost. There's still no guarantee. Heatran's quite a threat, but Rotom is toxic. As he does forfeit. Now I was like thinking about going for Substitute again, hoping for either a Hydro Pump miss or the Volt Switch into Heatran. But yeah, out of the way. I still had Hydreigon on the back, but Heatran had Protect, so at the best it was a sack. Regice versus Heatran. Still very specially defensive, but if it was Z, you probably wouldn't be able to take it out. And Metagross obviously doesn't really want to take any damage from it either. So overall, pretty good game. Let's find the next one. And I'm up to 1164. Not exactly massive, but... So I'm quite happy with the first game win. As this second team... Another Flygon in a row. It seems like a low ladder staple at the moment. Golisopod is quite a threat. I love Cryogonal. But I'd say this guy's definitely playing in a wrong tier. Although saying that, I do that all the time anyway. But now I'm looking to start winning. I'm starting to use some of the more mainstream Pokemon anyway. I might start experimenting with the lower tiers. But giving it some thought, I'd probably want to lead... I don't want to lead Hydreigon, because if he does lead with that, then first impression just destroys. So I'm going to go with Garchomp first. If he does go for Persian... I'm going to go for Stealth Rock here. Or am I going for Toxic? Because Persian's going to be a pain in the ass. He can't Thunder Wave me. He could go for Foul Play. I won't do too much though, because Garchomp doesn't have any investments. Speaking of which, I don't actually have any attacks, so I'm going to have to... let's see. Oh, it's already got minimum attack. Perfect. Yeah, I think... Oh, he just beat me. I wasn't really expecting that talk, to be honest, but I should have done. It's been a while since I've run into a Alolan Persian. I feel like Parting Shot might be coming out next. So I'm going to go to Metagross, just so the Clear Body doesn't do anything to it. Oh, I didn't actually realise that would happen. Oh. I didn't actually know that clear body prevented parting shot from happening. Feels like the switch is definitely the secondary effect of it. This defog does do big damage. Ah, shit, so it must be Z. Which is very... I told you, it's the only thing that can just mess me up. That is unfortunate. Man, it's not really going well for me on this one. I'm just going to get defeated by a Persian. At the very least on that I can go for a High Dragon. And U-turn. Now, judging by the set, I'd say it's probably Fur Coats. Although judging by that damage, maybe not. Let me see, it's probably going to go for Parting Shot again, so I'm going to go for Regice, as he does. I feel like Thunder Waving this might be the best thing. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to go for Seismic Toss. Or Ice Beam. 100 fixed damage, or Ice Beam damage on possibly... No, I'm going to go for Seismic Toss. Let me see, I've not revealed anything too much about Garchomp, apart from Stealth Rock. I don't want him to start casting up too much. He knocks off my leftovers, which is annoying. It looks like the next turn would actually take me up. But I do value damage on this, so I'm going to go for Seismic Toss. Let me see, I don't really need the Z move for anything else, really. Do I want to reveal Hydro Pump right off the bat? I don't think I do. I'm going to go for U-turn here. Predicting whatever kind of switch. As he's paralysed, which is unfortunate. I don't think he's going to want to sack Monk, but at the same time, he's in a good position, so he might be able to. I'm going to go for Dark Pulse here, as that does nothing. But that's knocked off my my scarf, so it's not too bad. All I lost out was my scarf. I'm really not playing well this game. I think I might have got a bit complacent after the first game. But yeah, Cryogonal comes out. Cryogonal is quite fast actually. 339 speed, 324. So especially if he has Freeze Dry, then I think he might have just beaten my team. So I'm going to go for Flamethrower here. As he does reveal Freeze Dry, he may be Scarfed though, given that damage. No, his leftovers. So I'm going to go Greninja here, because I should outspeed. Yeah. Now it does have pretty good special defense, as he sacks his Persian. Which unfortunately reveals that I am Z and not Scarf, which means his Golisopod, well, either way, his Golisopod's going to be fine with that. I go Garchomp for my see, there's quite a good amount of damage. I don't think it was Life Orb though. So I am going to go for the Stealth Rock here. His Aqua Jet is really weak, so I think he might be throwing away his Golisopod at this point. Oh, okay, that's quite handy. Although when he comes in next time, he's going to lose half of his available health. So I'm going to have to Toxic this. I might go for Roar actually, because I do predict him to start setting up. As he does. Go for my Toxic. I think he's going to have to go for Outrage here, so I might be in a good position. As he does. 399, 328. He's got to be Scarfed. Let's do a quick calc. Twist Scarf, Outrage. 91% max, so unfortunately I can't go for, oh no, that's Mega Sharpie though. Let's say that one. Oh, I'm going to have to Mega Evolve. That is unfortunate. And that Golisopod on the back does win. Well, that's unfortunate. Because I don't get any speed boost from this either. So I'm going to have to go for I'm gonna go for Crunch. Although I at speed, so it's not Scarf. Okay, it's probably Banded. Now I think he may go for his Galissapod here. Let's see, the barrel is going to be at what, 80%? It's not very heavy. Let me just count Greninja, Ash Greninja versus... Right, so it's not Specs, let's just say Childrove just because. The barrel. See, Dark Pulse does more, I think, than Low Kick. Oh yeah, much more. So I may be able to win with Sharpedo here. See, Rapid spins away the rocks. All he has to do now is go Goddess Spot first impression. Interesting. I feel like a substitute here might be beneficial, as he does go Sword Stance. And I do know Aqua Jet, as I could have just crunched, really. But I should win this. I did play fairly badly early game, but I feel like I really made it up in the end. No, Psychic Fangs isn't that accurate, so just in case he doesn't go for first impression, which I see no reason not to. Let's go Ash Greninja again. Galissapod. Because I know that his Dark Pulse is 48 to 57. Ooh. Oh no, no, that's cool. GG, man, that was close. As he leaves right away. Can't blame him. I'm at 1193, so I've just surpassed what he's at now. Let's see if I can get one more good game. That is 2 games. They're a little bit longer than I normally take, but I think I've actually started to be a little bit more analytical. This team looks like a bitch, to be honest. Now, if I was to lead Garchomp, his lead of Tyranitar or possibly Excadrill, yeah, it'd be quite good actually. If he does lead Weavile right off the bat, I'm fucked. But I'd probably swap into Regice. You see his late game Kartana. I need to be able to get a couple of boosts with Sharpedo. Metagross could be good. He has left, but hopefully he does join back. If he doesn't join back, then obviously I'm just going to cut this. He's reconnected, perfect. If he leads with Kartana, predicting a Greninja, then I lose off the bat. Although I could always switch into Garchomp. If he does lead his Tyranitar, no, he leads his Excadrill. Let's go. I don't think... Let's say Focus Sash. Low Kick does about 40%. Hydro Pump does one shot. I don't really want to miss it, but I don't want to waste my Z. Was that the door? He is Sash, and he does go. He goes for Rock Tomb, unfortunately, in which he misses. But yeah. Okay, sorry about the pause. I had some posts. It's quite windy outside as well. So Tapu Fini is the switch. He does value his Excadrill. I think my best bet into this is to go for... think for now I'm going to go for High Dragon, which you'll probably predict the something crazy. But I'm going to U-turn into Regice, just because it's probably my... I'm really not thinking straight, just had to run. This goes Moonblast, a crit, but it still doesn't do anything. Now terrain is up, so I can't really do anything, so I'm going to go for the Seismic Toss. As he goes for Taunt, that's fine. That did nothing. Probably go for Moonblast again, so I'm going to go into Metagross. As he goes Tyranitar, it's kind of perfect. Now, that's probably going to be Mega Gyarados. What do you think? I'm going to use Trick, as it does go Excadrill. So that's fine by me. I don't get an item, of course, because he has already expended his Focus Sash. And he doesn't have any speedy Pokemon, so I'm gonna Pursuit, just so we didn't have that sack anymore. I feel like I had a plan, but as soon as that door went, I'll just just went out the window. So I've got Metagross out. He's probably going to go into his Gyarados. I don't think he'll stay in Tyranitar because he did switch out his Tyranitar, so he probably doesn't really have anything that he can do to me aside from Earthquake. Maybe Tapu... No, I don't think Tapu Fini will come out. This does go Kartana. No, I think this is going to be Z. I'm gonna switch into Garchomp, just give some residual damage. As he goes Substitute as well. I told you Substitute is... Luckily Roar is a sound-based boost, so it does go behind the Substitute. So I'm extremely happy that I've got that instead of Dragon Tail. The reason I went Roar over Dragon Tail is because of Substitute and the Fairy types that are quite rife in this metagame. Unfortunately it does get Terrain up again. Okay. We're going to Metagross again, as it does go Moonblast. Unfortunately, half of my team is weak to Fairy type attacks, but I do have the Resist and I do have the Special on the tank. I think Metagross here would be a good counter to everything, well, check to everything aside from Mega Mawile, which I don't actually have a check for. Aside from maybe Hydreigon and Substitute Sharpedo. I'm going to trick here, as he probably predicted that. I did want his leftovers. That Tapu Fini is very problematic, although it doesn't have Terrain Extender, so I'm going to go into Regice here, as he goes Kartana. Now, this isn't the best for me, but I'm going to go for Thunder Wave. He's probably predicted me to go into Garchomp anyway. And if that is the case, he's probably going to go back into Tapu Fini. Yeah, I'm going to go for Thunder Wave. Now, if he does switch into Tapu Fini, I'm just going to have to keep Seismic Tossing until it goes down. If he goes Weavile, I've crippled it, that's perfect. If he goes into anything that's not Tapu Fini, and he doesn't take me out with Kartana, then yeah, it gets crippled, it gets slowed down. Okay, so that's perfect. He goes for Swords Dance. It's not very good because he does go for Swords Dance, and I think like if he does get a KO, he will get the speed boost. And see his Z Kartana, which doesn't make contact, I don't think. I'm going to go for Rest here just because I should still out of speed. If I can get 2 turns of residual damage, it's perfect. Now he's paralysed, he's got his Swords Dance up. It's probably the best opportunity for him to stay in an attack. If not though, I predict him to go into his Weavile potentially, or maybe Tapu Fini. If he does go Tapu Fini, naturally I'm going to swap back out into Metagross. This goes Leaf Blade. It's a pretty solid 2-hit KO actually. I'm going to go Metagross just because I can get a Bullet Punch off. And a +2, it still takes me out quite well. I think it'll still outspeed me, to be honest, only halves rather than ruins. He's already shown his Z. I feel like his best switch would probably be Gyarados, because I can't really do anything to Gyarados. I'm going to pursue this. I do want the damage on this. Then after, well, that doesn't do anything. He does Sacred Sword me. That gives me the freest substitute though. I feel like this is where my endgame starts. If he does get paralysed while I get the substitute, then that is perfect. Because I haven't got any paras yet. As he goes for his own substitute, so that's pretty rare, to be fair. All I can hope for is a full para. That's the para. I was going to say, if I don't get any paras, then that is bullshit. But he does still get to break my sub with the Leaf Blade. Now I'm not going to fish for another para because that is kind of annoying, to be honest. Let me see, if he goes Gyarados first, I can't do anything with any of these. If he goes Weavile, he can fake out. No, it won't take me out. Tapu Fini probably goes down to Psychic Fangs. Well, it doesn't go down, but it does do some damage. Tyranitar gets done by Waterfall. So I'm just going to Mega up and go for... Just to go for Waterfall. Don't really want to reveal anything else about my my Sharpedo here. Honestly, I did feel like I was going to get a para at some point because I watched probably about an hour ago. Watched PokeMMD get himself triple parried. I feel like his best play will probably be going to Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is the bulkiest of his team. Gyarados. I've not got any Swords Dance boost to really boost like that up. Yes, the fake out. Oh, fucking hell. So I can't sub up. He might switch and go into his... At this point, he might switch. Doesn't matter, I'm going to go for Waterfall anyway. Ooh, so he goes for Ice Shard. That's perfect. I can get my Battle Bond with Greninja. Or I can just U-turn. I don't think he's going to want to stay and give me my Battle Bond. They can't know for sure that I am, but it's most likely that I am. So, for all he knows, I could still be scarfed for, you know, Seismic Toss, because he is going to taunt me. Or actually, I don't think he's going to Moonblast off the bat. So he does switch into Weavile, which is kind of perfect. I'm going to go to Garchomp. Fake out is the best, especially for a predicted Scarf. And if he R-shards, then well played. But I do take out the Weavile with the Rocket Helmet and Rough Skin. I really feel like I've started to take this game around. Although this gives him a really free turn to set up a Dragon Dance with Gyarados. As predicted. Have I taken any sleep turns yet? Let me see. As I've rested and I switched, so no turns. Yeah, I've not burnt any sleep turns yet, so 324, 287. So Hydreigon with the Scarf is faster. So I'm going to go for Hydreigon here. I don't think it's going to take me out first turn though. So I should be able to... I feel like I might go for another Dragon Dance at this point. If he does Mega Evolve, That's fine by me. Well, it's not really, to be honest, because I can't really do anything to him. That's a U-turn. This goes for another Dragon Dance, which does almost secure the loss on my part, so... I don't think he's going to get greedy. Although he might do. If he does get greedy, I'm going to cry. So I do get a bit of residual damage on him. He does outspeed Greninja. As he did go for Waterfall, so I feel like... Yeah, he definitely went Waterfall on the High Dragon. So I'm going to go for U-turn. I don't think he'll be able to take me out, to be honest. Unless he gets the flinch, which he does not, so that's perfect. I might use this to get my Battle Bond on Greninja, since I don't really need Regice at this point. Yeah, I'm going to go for the T-Wave here. Waterfall should actually take me out. Oh, close to. As I don't get flinched for the second time, which is perfect, so I get a Thunder Wave off. Let me see. High Dragon's still good. Maybe not versus either of these. High Dragon makes a good sec. But I think so does... Well, no, Regice doesn't really do anything. I'm going to T-Wave again. Because I do want to take him out with my... No, I've got Ice Beam. We'll get the full power. That's perfect. Alright, so that guarantees a knockout for my my next Pokemon. I'm going to take Toxic in case he does want to go for his Tyranitar. I feel like at this point, if he does switch his Gyarados, it is over for him. So his best move is just goes for Waterfall again. Even at +2, that pretty much gives him back to normal speed. If he does switch into Tyranitar, it's fine, I die anyway. So this will give me... He still doesn't know that I'm Z yet, so I'm going to go for U-turn. For all he knows that I am Scarf. So I get to go into High Dragon. There's not really much anything... there isn't really much I can do to Tapu Fini, even with Greninja, so I think this may be a loss. Well, I do get the special defense drop, which might be quite handy actually. But I still don't think. Yeah, I think this is GG. I might fish for a Dark Pulse first. As you can see by the end there, it does not work. So it's GG. I really feel like I could have brought that game back. It was close. So I end on 1172, which. Jesus, I really didn't gain much at all, did I? Well, give me a little bit of insight about the OU with the team that I've got. Maybe next time I won't use Double Dragon. I think aside from that, I've really learned, and I suppose hopefully now you know that substitute on a speed boost Pokemon is actually a bit better than Protect. Well, situationally anyway, because Protect is always predicted. Substitute Mega Blaziken and Ubers might be good as well. But that's really all I can really impart. So thank you for watching. Look out for my next episode, which should be yellow. And this is the lovely Portal Pokemon I get to use on the next episode. Excluding Necrozma again. And that should be it. So everything else is fair game in this. So thank you for watching. I hope you look for the next one. Have a good day.